Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, theys, and gays. I know you can't see me right now. I am working on that. There we go. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. This is The Real Pineapple. This is your humble host, Hunter, here. I have no idea why it is not showing me on screen right now. That is very irritating. Of course. Come on, StreamYard, work with me here. Um, God damn it. All right. I don't know. This is fine for tonight. Um, Good evening, everyone. I hope you're having a good night. Hope you're staying safe out there. Cheers. That's the stuff. Um, Damn, that's pretty good. So we're drinking. This is called Trail Stone. Yeah, so we're drinking this tonight. Yeah. How are y'all? How's your night? How's your week? How's your week going? Um, I'm having a bit of a rough week. I will be the first to admit. Um, Anytime I'm recording or streaming, I'm always going to keep it real with y'all. I'm always going to be honest. And so I got this new job a couple weeks ago, and yeah, I'm not loving it the way I thought I would, which is a bummer. Um, but you know what though? I don't know about y'all, but this year especially, and I'm very blessed. Let me get that out of the way. Like I know people say it, but I'm very blessed. I live in this really nice home. I have an office now, so I can do this. An actual place where I can create content. My partner is gorgeous and funny and caring and loves me in a way that I truly do not deserve. We have two adorable cats in Milo and Samuel L. Catson, who I have mentioned before. I'm I'm grateful as hell. Let me be clear about that. But man, this week has just been testing my ass, and shockingly, a lot of it has been coming from Twitter. Um, so I don't know what happened. Like I know Twitter wasn't a great place even, a couple years ago. But ever since goddamn Elon Musk has taken over Twitter, it has gotten I think we all underestimated how bad Twitter would get. I think we all knew it would get bad. I think we all knew it would get shittier, but goddamn, the way that people have just been gross on Twitter, um, especially towards people of color, women, and the LGBTQ community. It's crazy to me. So I really don't have an agenda. I was really thinking about it. I was like, what do I want to talk about? And not really sure. I'm gonna kind of play it by ear. But the first thing I want to get off my chest because it's just been bothering me. So my lovely mother, she posted something the other day. I can't even remember what. It was something about Trump. My mom is not a Trumper, thank fuck. Because my mom has a brain. Um, but we okay. So when I used to go to church, and this was forever ago. I mean, this would have been me in high school. But there's this youth pastor Bonnie who was there, and I had a lot of respect for Bonnie. Bonnie was incredibly intelligent and witty and funny, and I was very grateful to be learning from someone like her, and to see it's going to sound so pessimistic, but can't think of another way to spin it. Um, I think especially for people my age, I'm going to be 37 in June, which even saying that out loud just made me a little sad. I won't lie, just like, oh god, 37. That's just we're right around the corner from 40. But pardon me, that was me not smoking a bowl. Um, but as we but as I've gotten older, I've just seen people that I looked up to and had such admiration for, and was like, I want to be like you. And it's crazy how lockdown in particular, how, yeah, lockdown, I'll be the first to admit, I think we all have PTSD from lockdown. My former roommate James and I, we took lockdown extremely seriously. We didn't see anybody. We didn't, have people over. We were following the rules. We were good. We masked up wherever we go. I still mask up wherever I go, especially heading the summer. And with it being allergy season, I'm definitely masking the fuck up. But I've seen a lot of people who I thought were friends, a lot of people I thought were colleagues, go ahead and just become Trumpers and be like proud of it. And I think what's insane to me is that how do you boast about someone? How do you lift someone up to the degree that Trumpers do when he's so much against the interests of people that you care about? Like, the thing that really set me off is that Bonnie said, "Oh, well, I can't believe that people say that Trump was stoking the fires for an insurrection." He was, by the way. It's crazy to me that that's not just accepted. And part of it's Reagan's fault. A lot of it's Reagan's fault because Reagan was an absolute piece of shit, who I hope is burning in hell right now. I fucking hate Ronald Reagan. And really, Ronald Reagan is a reason why we have so much of the shit that we have now. All of that, all of this, Trumpiness and all of this, like, we can break the rules because, we love God. Love God. All that shit all started with Reagan, and it's crazy to me how the shit has evolved to the point where I remember John Oliver. I can't remember what the piece it was. I think it was his Trump versus Truth piece that he did, and he showed a clip of Newt Gingrich, another fucker that I fucking hate. Fucking hate Newt Gingrich, but he was saying, "Oh yeah, like crime has gone up since Obama's been president." And I think he was talking to CNN, and the reporter goes, "Well, actually, crime's gone down since Obama's been president." "Oh, well, I feel like it's gone up." And she's like, "No, crime's gone down." And he flat out goes, "Well, you can keep your facts and I'll stick with my feelings." Which I'm like, this is where we're at. It's so funny that someone like Ben Shapiro has the fucking balls to go, facts don't care about your feelings, and that has become the rhetoric of so many people politically. Like, and I think as a black dude in particular, it drives me nuts because I remember I got in trouble from people for saying Ivanka was hot. I got in trouble from people for that shit. I'm not related to Ivanka. I could give a shit. But Trump is talking about how he would actively fuck his daughter if she wasn't his daughter. That's fucking gross. Like, I don't know if y'all remember. Do you remember when Newlyweds was a thing? That Nick Lachey, Jessica Simpson show that yeah, do you remember that? I think that was like 04, 05, something like that. But I remember that I bring that up in particular because I remember I think it's Joe Simpson. I think that's Jessica Simpson's dad. It doesn't matter, but I think that's his name. But I remember he talked about how, like, oh yeah, Jessica Simpson, his daughter, keep in mind, oh my god, she has some great tits. I remember even 05, so I would have been 17, 18. I remember when he said that, I was like, whoa, creepy. Really creepy to talk about your daughter like that. And people, rightfully so, were like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you saying that shit? And that was almost 20 years ago. And so here we are now 20 years later. And it's just like, oh yeah, Trump wants to fuck his daughter. Oh, totally accepted. Just why are you all surprised? It makes no sense to me. And I don't, there's no level consistency on basic shit. And I think that in particular is what is driving me fucking nuts. Is that what up, Afternoon Tune? I'll be on the Afternoon Tune at some point. Lord knows when, but at some point I'll be on there. But I did want to talk about one thing before I talk about whatever the fuck else I want to talk about. Um, so first off, my thoughts and prayers to everyone, to the city of Baltimore, with the Baltimore Bridge collapsing. Fucking tragic, fucking terrible. And if you've listened to the podcast for, a decent amount of time, I've talked about really for years about how, like roads are. I mean, I'm over here in, I almost said where I was. Whoops, don't want to do that. I'm over here on the West Coast, and where I'm at, there's definitely some roads that really need to be fixed. There's a lot of potholes and shit. Even on my walking trail, there's like this bit of pavement that goes up at an angle, like a 90-degree angle. It's fucking weird. So I just don't walk on it. I walk on the other side of the street. But infrastructure has been a big thing for years, and something that's need to be addressed for years. And it's like, man, for all these people who say they care about these things, it's amazing how little shit gets done. And so when I see this and I see this shit happen, it's like, wow, that is fucking terrible. And the fact that there are people blaming this brother, there are people that are blaming the fucking mayor, Brandon Scott. Shout out to Brandon Scott, man. I mean, 39 years old, running Baltimore. His response, by the way, was fucking immaculate and incredible as far as talking about the tragedy and about, like, we have people in the water. It's not about rebuilding the fucking bridge right now. The people are priority. Like, what a fucking concept. What a fucking concept to actually go like, oh no, let's care about the people first instead of this fucking bridge. What? Like, what a mind-blowing fucking concept. And I was so proud of him. Like, I watched his press conference earlier today. And I was just like, wow, man, what an articulate brother. He handled that very well. And then I see that DEI, that's a thing. I didn't even know that that's a term that the right is now starting to use. But honestly, I'm not surprised at this point, because it's just like woke in critical race theory, how, it's something that was started by Black people to go ahead and talk about an actual issue that we have in this country, because y'all never want to give us credit. And go fucking figure, white nationalists are trying to adopt the term and go ahead and twist it and morph it. It's amazing how that works. It's really crazy to me how the playbook never changes. It's like anytime Black people want to go ahead and talk about something that needs to be talked about, and go ahead and actually bring attention to it, it's like, no, we can't have that. Let's go ahead and get, look over here. Don't pay attention to the other hand. It's like, fuck off. And so, and I could go off on a whole thing, but I'll be real, y'all. I'm gonna take a sip of my wine but to the city of Baltimore, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're going through this shit. And to Brandon Scott, brother, dude, I'm proud of you. Hang in there, man. You're doing it right. I know these fuckers. I know these fuckers are just the way that people are going after him. 39 years old, has his whole life ahead of him, clearly trying to do the right thing, clearly trying to do good. Like, you don't cut down people like that. You should be uplifting people like that. And the fact that's not where we're at is insane to me. But yeah, to anyone who's trying to say like it's his fault, or that he doesn't deserve to be mayor, or that a Black guy shouldn't be mayor, go fuck yourself. That's number one. And number two, stay off Twitter, stay off social media. Like, just don't keep your racist fucking thoughts to yourself. Because when I see these assholes online, like gleefully talking about their ignorance, it's fucking incredible to me how people are so proud of how ignorant they are. I understand the world is complicated as fuck. I understand that there's, I get it. The world is complicated. But you know what's amazing? There are these things called books that that you can read. There's this amazing thing called the internet that you can go ahead and search and try to inform yourself and actually be, better. Try to be better. And the thing is, once you stop growing, once you stop trying, you're stagnant and you're lost. I'm listening to John Moxley's book right now, which has been a great listen, by the way. Shout out to AEW's John Moxley. But in between that, I'm reading the new Jim Crow. In between that, and I've got a couple LGBTQ books on my Amazon list that this summer I'm going to try to read a little more. So I've got my Audible. I listen to stuff on my walks, but I am like actively looking to go ahead and read more. And so, I'm going to try to expand my palette a little bit. But because I want to learn, I still love learning, obviously. But at the same time, I want to be a better ally. I want to be a better person. I want to be just better for the people who are in my life. Which is really all it should take. You should just want to be better. Fuck, you should want to be better for yourself. Like, not even just for other people. Be better for yourself. And that brings me to the election coming up. I'm going to take one more hit here because... But as we head into election season, and let me be clear, I hate that we have to do this shit every 4 years. I really do. I fucking hate election season because it brings up the absolute worst in people and the most ignorant takes all year, and it just makes me want to just shake people. I fucking hate election season. And out of the 300, like I think we have like 341 million people in the US, something like that. Out of all the millions of people that we have in the US, this is the best we can do. A fucking old man rematch. It's basically fucking that Stallone De Niro movie. It's fucking grudge match, basically. Like, we're doing this shit again. Trump against Biden part 2. And you know what really makes me sad about that? Is like there are so many political minds out there that are better suited to be president, but gotta have these old white guys go at it again. And so this is what I would say to all of you out there. I'm sure most of you know who you're voting for, but I will say this. I am no fan of Joe Biden. I think Joe Biden is weird. I think he's old. I really don't want to see him be president again. I miss Obama. Yeah, I don't want to see Biden be president again. With that said, I know that Joe Biden won't reinstitute slavery. And I know some of you go, Hunter, that's crazy. There's no way Trump would ever reinstitute slavery. Here's the thing. That comment he made a couple weeks ago, it might have been a month ago. Who the fuck knows at this point? But where he talked about how he'd only be a dictator for a day. Name one dictator that's been a dictator for a day. I'll give you time to think. Think about it. Still thinking? Still thinking about it? Have you figured it out yet? Yeah, that's, you know why you're still thinking about it? Because there isn't one dictator that has ever stopped being a dictator after 24 hours. This crazy thing about dictators, they don't like giving up power. That's actually kind of the opposite of what they like to do. And so the fact that there are people who think that he would give up power, that he would give up being a dictator after a day, you're a fucking moron if you think that's the case. There's no goddamn way. As vindictive as Trump has shown himself to be, you really think he's going to stop being vindictive if he were to get a second term? Really? Like, you cannot be that ignorant. You cannot be that ignorant. Now, let me understand. Let me be clear. I understand there are a lot of you, or some of you, that are that ignorant. There are some of you who will have the fucking gall to go ahead and go like, no, Trump is kidding. First off, remember when he said that he doesn't kid? Yeah, because you would have to be funny and have a sense of humor to be able to make a joke. And Trump doesn't have those things. He also doesn't have normal sized hands or empathy. But yeah, Trump, there's no fucking way Trump, you think Trump the first time around was bad? It would be 5 times as worse. Or as bad, pardon me, bad English. It would be 5 times as bad this time around. So if you're really ignorant enough to think it, and I bring all that up to bring this up. You remember when people were like, "Oh yeah, the government would never overturn Roe v. Wade. They would never do that. Come on, Hunter. They would never overturn Roe v. Wade." Look where we're at now. Look where we're at now. So do not be so ignorant to say that it can never happen. And again, I'm no fan of Biden. I'm not thrilled about Biden. I'm not thrilled about Biden. Let me, again, seriously, I am not thrilled about Biden. But I fully understand that I would rather have Sleepy Joe in the Oval Office than a fucking dictator. So as we get closer to November, keep that in mind, people. If you really think things are bad now, it can get way worse with Trump again. So just keep that in mind. With that said, last thing I'm going to bring up is, Cat Williams. Cat Williams is right. Remember he's on Club Shay Shay a couple months ago talking about how 2024 is the year that people get found out. What the fuck is going on with Diddy? Holy shit. What the fuck is going on with Diddy? Like, that brother, man, Black Irish goodbye and got the fuck out of the country. Like, apparently he's out of the country now, which is insane. And I've talked about Quiet on Set, the Nickelodeon documentary, my review for that. There's a past stream you can check out, and if you want the audio, that's up on wherever you listen to podcasts. But the thing that's nuts about that is, like, we're not even to April yet, y'all, and we've had all this shit go down. We've had, Trump with all his lawsuits. I can't even keep track of how many lawsuits Trump has. Like, it's borderline clown cars at this point, how many fucking lawsuits Trump has. But we have that going on. We have fucking we have Diddy's bullshit. We have all the shit still going on with WWE and Vince McMahon. That's still a thing. Like, I understand that WrestleMania is coming out in a couple weeks, and I know people are excited. And look, I don't watch the WWE anymore regularly just because Raw's 3 hours. I can't commit to 3 hours for a fucking show weekly. Like, 2 hours is perfect. That's one reason why AEW Dynamite works so well for me. I will say though, the beatdown angle that they did with The Rock and Cody, well fucking done. I mean, was the blood fake? Absolutely. But it was a really cool visual, and it definitely got some people excited. Now, I will say, because I have to be that person. How old is The Rock? I think he's like 51. I gotta look this up. Yeah, 51. Wow, go me. He's 51 years old. He hasn't wrestled a match longer than like 10 seconds in like 12 years. So I know everyone's like, oh, he's in great shape and all that. And yeah, he's in great shape. Steroids are great. But at the same time, it's been 12 years. And the last time he wrestled a one-on-one match at WrestleMania, he fucked his shoulder up and tore his ACL or something like that. Like he got hurt in that match against John Cena. And that was him at 38, 39. Now you're asking a 51-year-old to get back in the ring when he hasn't done this in 12 years. So I think it's smart that it's going to be him and Reigns against Cody and Rollins in night one. At least it's a tag team match, so he doesn't have to be in the ring so much. But yeah, like everyone acting like, oh, we got robbed of Roman Reigns versus The Rock. I don't want to see that fucking match. That match would be 10 minutes tops. I don't think The Rock can wrestle a match that's 15 minutes at this point in his life. And again, not hating on the guy, but let's call it what it is. Like, being in shape is different than being in ring shape. And I don't, I'm not seeing The Rock on Instagram, like taking bumps and working out in the ring. So so it's like, give me a fucking break. But WrestleMania, I might cover it. I haven't decided. The Vince McMahon stuff is still just it's this cloud over WWE right now. It's funny. I actually bought I got Becky Lynch's book. Shout out to Becky Lynch. I fucking love Becky Lynch. First off, I have a thing for redheads, but also she's been one of my favorite wrestlers since she debuted in NXT. I'm just a huge fan of hers. But I bought her book, which I'm really excited to listen to. I'm gonna check that out after I finish up the John Moxley Audible book. She's up next. But I'm really happy for her because I'm such a fan of her work, and I think she is like charming and hilarious. She doesn't take herself too seriously. In an age where women's wrestling is finally getting like the global respect it deserves. And let me be clear, I know WWE they love the revisionist history, just like America does. They love the revisionist history. And I know WWE loves to always go like, "Oh, we were the ones who were championing for women's wrestling," and it's like, fuck off. You had TNA, in the back in the day with Awesome Kong and Gail Kim. You have Stardom overseas. You have Shimmer. You have New Japan Pro Wrestling. There have been organizations for decades that have cared more about women's wrestling than WWE ever has. And now, with that said, there's some amazing wrestlers in WWE. You got Bianca Belair, you got Rhea Ripley, you've got Charlotte Flair, you've got Asuka, you've got Kairi Sane, you've got Bayley, Dakota Kai, Tiffany Stratton, Roxanne Perez, just to name, a few, Jade Cargill. You've got a lot of great, incredible female wrestlers that accompany Mia Yim that go ahead and fill out that roster. But let's not act like this is a new thing, like that WWE, like that is the thing that's frustrating as a wrestling fan. So I'm a big AEW fan. I've talked about AEW before. I am going to start reviewing those shows proper next week. I was going to do it this week, but like I mentioned, it's been a rough week, so I just haven't really wanted to stream. But but one thing about AEW that I've really liked is that they're really starting to ramp up and really showcase their women more. Mercedes Moné, the former Sasha Banks, she just debuted a couple weeks ago. Timeless Tony Storm is one of my favorite gimmicks in wrestling right now. I fucking love Tony Storm. You got Mariah May, you've got Thunder Rosa, you've got Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, who I hope is back soon. You've got Jamie Hayter, you've got Hikaru Shida, you've got Billy Starks, you've got Athena, you've got Anna Jay, you've got Chris Statlander, you've got Willow Nightingale. I mean, I could go on and on. You got Penelope Ford. Like, you've got so many women over there. You got Riho, pardon me. You've got so much female talent over there. That's amazing, and they're starting to get showcased more, which is great because. And I'm gonna bring this back to like Caitlin Clark. You should be able to see yourself in your heroes. You should be able to see people who look like you and go, "Oh shit, I could do that." And as someone who actually used to religiously watch the WNBA, like I remember I was watching the WNBA when the Houston Comets were a thing. I think people forget the Houston Comets were a thing and won 3 championships? Fucking Cheryl Swoops, Cynthia Coop, and Tina Thompson. One of my favorite big threes ever. Fucking amazing. Three-headed monster they had there in Houston. Yeah, I fucking so love the WNBA, and I just never know when the fuck it's on now, which kind of sucks. But you should be able to see yourself on screen. You should be able to see yourself and go, cool, I can shoot for that. And so I'm really happy that we're seeing this renaissance of women's wrestling where people are caring about it more. It's being showcased more. Like that's a good thing. Like that's a great thing. So I'm really happy that that's where we're at. But with that said, I don't really have anything else to talk about. I was going to drink more wine, but I don't want to be. I don't. Wine hangovers are the worst, and I don't drink wine often. So I feel like 2 glasses of wine might be enough for me, and I'm not even through this first one. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop with this one. But what do I have coming up? I think I'm going to get back to the theater next week. I'm not sure when, but I'm going to try to have a review up for y'all for Ghostbusters. Um, Ghostbusters. I really want to go see Love Lies Bleeding. I really want to check that out. I am going to check out the new Aquaman this weekend because I have my re-review of Aquaman sitting in the vault, and I want to get both those up. So I'm going to have the reviews up for those. I'm going to have my review up for Godzilla Minus One next week. I might hold off on that one, actually. Yeah, I might hold off on that just because I don't know when the Blu-ray is coming out. I might hold off on that. So, but I will have another review. I will have a new review up next week. I just got to figure out what I want to review. But everybody, I hope you have a good rest of your week. I hope you're well. I hope you're staying safe. I hope the world, I know the world is heavy. I know the world is a lot right now. What I'll say in closing is give yourself some grace. Allow yourself to have fun. Do something good for yourself. Buy yourself a movie, buy yourself a bottle of wine, buy yourself some weed. I don't know, buy something for your cats. I do that sometimes when I'm feeling sad, but do something for yourself. You've earned it and you deserve it. But I'm gonna go finish up this bowl and I'm gonna go chill for the rest of my night. I've got one more fucking day of work and then I can relax. Thank God. But everyone, I'll have a review up, like I said, next week. I'll do that. I'll for the first. So for Monday, I'll review for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. I did say I was going to review the Eras Tour. I will review the Eras Tour. I might put it out the same day as my Rebel Moon Part 2 review because I have a feeling those are going to be 2 of my least favorite films all year. But I'm going to go and check those out. So I'll have reviews up for those as well in the month of April. But I'm going to get back on more consistent streaming schedule. I will keep y'all updated on that next week. But thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, stay safe out there. Yeah. But do something good for yourself, people. Do something good for yourself. Do something nice for yourself. And never forget, as always, to keep it real. I'll talk to y'all soon.